is a fetal pig dissection, and we have the body cavity is open. I wonder if we could ask them to quiet down a little bit.
Hey guys, could you quiet a little bit while I tape this real quick for Miss Murdoch?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's start from the top and work our way down. So a lot of what you're looking at, everything from here down, a lot of this is digestive organs. But up here we have some respiratory and circulatory organs. So you may recognize right away that in the thoracic cavity here we've got the heart. And this heart is a very muscular organ, and it pumps blood around the body. So there you go. There's your structure and function. On either side of the heart, there are lungs, which are part of the respiratory system of this pig. And what you notice is the lungs are collapsed in a fetal pig because it never took a breath, right? So the lungs are here, and they're ready to function once the pig is born. But in this state, before it's born, they're not used because it gets its oxygen from where? Its mother's blood, exactly. All right, so it doesn't need to breathe. All right, right underneath that is this membrane, which most people kind of cut through and then don't realize what it is. This muscular membrane is called the diaphragm. And the diaphragm works with the lungs to help you breathe. Literally, it contracts and expands to push your lungs in and up so that your lungs can fill with air more easily. So if you've ever had the hiccups, when you have the hiccups, it's because this organ, this diaphragm, is spasming. It's making a mistake in its function, right? So my favorite cure for the hiccups, literally, is just to sort of hang upside down, which takes the pressure off the diaphragm and allows it to reset itself, right? Very important organ, the diaphragm. Underneath the diaphragm, now we're looking at more digestive stuff. The liver is actually more part of the circulatory system. It detoxifies blood. So the blood goes through the liver, and the liver strains out anything in there that might be dangerous, toxins and things, and detoxifies the stuff. Underneath the liver, you have this round organ right here. Can you see that, Mr. Bouchard? Kind of that round organ that's kind of stuck to the liver. That's the the gallbladder, which contains bile. Bile is a chemical which is found in the gallbladder that is especially good at digesting fat. Sometimes what we eat has fat in it, and in order to digest the fat, we need the chemical in here called bile. There's a bile duct connecting the gallbladder to the intestine down here, the top of the small intestine. The bile duct takes the bile to the small intestine, which starts here and then continues. This is all small intestine here. Okay. Now, not last but least, this big organ under here is the stomach. This is the stomach. The stomach digests the food, right? So we didn't really show it, but there's an esophagus. When you swallow your food, there's a long tube that goes underneath all of this, and we're not going to dig for it because then we destroy everything. And the esophagus sends your food into the stomach. The stomach then mixes that food with acids and enzymes and digests it into chyme. And that chyme goes into this part, which mixes with the bile from the gallbladder, and then starts its way winding all around the small intestine. This is all small intestine. We have a really long small intestine too. Ours looks just like this. And this is where all of the good nutrients from the food that we've eaten is absorbed into the bloodstream. So you could eat a whole bunch of food, but if you didn't have a small intestine, and weren't absorbing that nutrients into the bloodstream, you might as well not eat at all. You would starve to death without your small intestine. Because the whole point of the digestive tract is to get the good stuff out of your food and get it into your bloodstream where you need it, in your muscles and your brain and everywhere. And this is the entryway for that. So then after the small intestine comes large intestine. You can see how it looks a little bit different than the small intestine. And the large intestine takes the water back out of the food. Basically what it's doing is it's solidifying poop. That's what it's doing. It's taking the water back out of your food and solidifying it into poop, which then goes down here into the rectum. This is the storage for the poop before it comes out. Right there. There's the anus at the end of the whole thing where the poop comes out. And this is a girl, because I don't see testes here. This is a girl. This is what's eventually going to become the birth canal in this little girl. So what else? Oh, and this is the umbilical cord, which will disappear after it's born in an adult. It's not there anymore. But the umbilical cord is the connection between this baby and its mother when it's still inside its mother's body. The mother's blood mixes or gets very close to the baby's blood, and all of the food diffuses, the oxygen diffuses into baby's blood, and that's how it eats. Okay, so if you can tell me all of those